Hi, I'm Raina Morgan with iHealthTube. I'm speaking with Lyle Hurd today. He is the publisher and editor of Total Health Magazine, a wealth of information on how to educate ourselves and be pro-age management, right?
There you go.
And one of the things I wanted to ask you today, Lyle, is about our environment, toxic environments, occupations that cause problems. Could you address that?
Yes, earlier we talked a little bit about antioxidants. Today we live in an environment where there are a number of things that almost lead us by the hand to disease. There are people that, we talk about all the chemicals in the environment and we talk about all the other things that are negative. People that work in garages where they're, automobile garages or other places, printing plants, chemical plants, where they're confined to an area that is closed and they're inhaling on a regular basis. The fumes from these substances tend to have a significantly higher incidence of cancer, particularly pancreatic cancer.
Really?
Because of the fact that our body now is trying to process all of these things that are so insidious. People that work in chemical lawn kinds of, people that walk on, and little kids that are constantly involved in, walking on that lawn. People that live in towns like Gary, Indiana. When you go through Gary, Indiana, you can see the haze as you go through it. They need to be taking maybe 3 to 4 times the antioxidants. Now that doesn't mean that you have to take 4 times the dose of the same antioxidant. It may mean that would be a good idea. What people really need to do is they need to find a good reference. They need to make a checklist and say, do you know that your house is probably more toxic than anywhere that you go outside, no matter what it is?
Why would that be?
Well, your mattress is toxic. Most of the carpets are toxic. A great deal of the paint that's in your home can be toxic. We did an interview with Erin Brockovich a few years back.
Oh, really? And
Erin's a doll, and we were talking to her at the time. She bought a beautiful home, $850,000 home. And that house was a toxic prison. And they were in the process of $250,000 worth of ripping out floors and all sorts of things that had made that home almost deadly. So I really think that you need to, if you have something going on in your system that you can't identify, and the doctor doesn't seem to have, be able to identify it, you really need to look closely into whether you're living in a toxic environment, and that's creating it.
And if you are living in a toxic environment or working in a toxic environment, that's where the antioxidants come in, correct?
Absolutely. I think first of all you have to assume that there's probably a lot of toxicity in your life and you really do need to have a good antioxidant program, but you need to step it up if you are in that kind of environment. You need to try to remove yourself from the environment or remove the environment from your home.
Very well put. Well, thank you, Lyle, for that information. We would like to speak with you again because you are a wealth of information, and thanks for being here.
Pleasure.